Well, good day everyone. How's it going? Just coming at you from the studio today, and I just want to show you a couple of lenses that I use and the lens that I think that everyone needs in their kit. So basically I want to show you this as well. I just picked it up, it just came from Amazon. It's the Elgato Cam Link, and I'm really excited by this product. I'm excited to start live streaming on my channel, and I'm going to be doing interviews with people, and I'm going to be cutting them also into a podcast. So it's creative individuals, friends of mine, and people in the industry that I've reached out to, and I'm really excited for that to be a part of just content that's going to give you guys all the knowledge and everything that you need to make your videos and up your game in creative and all that sort of thing. Also about starting a business and running your own business and all that sort of stuff. So things you have to look out for. So yeah, keep your eye out for that. This lens is still not focusing. All right, well, I'll just put this on manual and we'll just go Cam Link right about there. Cool. So yeah, basically, just wanting to run you through these lenses that I use all the time, and one I recommend that everyone needs in their kit. It's inexpensive and affordable, so there's no reason why you shouldn't have one of these in your kit. And that lens is the nifty 50. So basically the 50mm f1.8 from Canon. It's one of their cheaper lenses, but optically it's amazing. There's two different types of this lens. I own the 50mm, the new one, the STM lens, and basically it's got a metal ring on the bottom. The original one has the plastic ring on the bottom, and I still use that as well. That one's what's running currently on this camera, but unfortunately it's not focusing correctly at the moment. I've had some struggle to get it focusing, so it's just in manual at the moment. Reasons why this lens is really good is because it's about the right focal length that's good to learn on your DSLR full frames from Canon. So basically 50mm is a really great focal length for photography. It can handle anything from portraits to landscapes and all that sort of stuff. So it's really a versatile lens for you to get the knowledge you need in framing and to start out your journey with photography. And in video, it's an awesome lens for interviews. It's a really good lens for stuff that's up close because it's got the 1.8 depth of field, so you can get a really nice low depth of field. It's great in low light because the 1.8 opens the lens really wide, so it's awesome for low light situations and stuff like that as well. So it's a lens that I always use. It's always in my kit, and I've used it extensively for corporate work, and the image quality is awesome. There's not much chromatic aberration, which means around the edges of the lens you get some fringing and some tinge and color difference. There's not much warping of the lens on the outside of vignetting. It's a really nice lens right across the whole lens surface. So it produces exceptional results, and I would recommend you having one in your kit. The next lens, guys, that I recommend is the 24mm f1.4 from Canon. This is the Series 2 lens, and it is a beast of a lens. It's awesome. This is what always sits on my Canon 5D Mark IV. There's just such a good marriage between this lens and what I'm doing with the Canon 5D Mark IV. It's awesome for 4K because the Canon 5D Mark IV has got a 1.7 crop factor. So this lens on the Canon 5D Mark IV, when you're shooting in 4K, is equivalent to about 40mm, which is a nice focal length for interviews. It's a great focal length for portraiture. It's that kind of portrait look that you're going for in an interview, and it's a really good lens for B-roll and stuff like that. It allows you to get nice and wide when you're shooting 1920 by 1080 on a full frame camera. So this is an awesome lens. I would definitely recommend it. Optically, it's absolutely stunning. This is the lens that resides on my 5D Mark IV most of the time. What I do with this lens is I vlog with this lens. I also do a lot of B-roll with this lens, and I run this lens on the GlideCam HD 4000. So all my gimbal shots are generally on this lens. I can say about this lens that the face tracking autofocus works phenomenal on this lens with the 5D Mark IV. It's a great marriage of the two, so that's why this is my go-to. Now, I actually had this lens fall on a tripod. The camera was on a tripod and this fell down, and the lens took the brunt of the fall too. It split, if you can see here, I'm not sure, but it just, not split, sorry, it just kind of bent this focus ring. Now I'm going to get that replaced eventually so that I can put an ND filter on still, but it bent this focus ring, but otherwise the lens was perfect. Focus is still absolutely spot on, everything's fine with lens, so it can take an absolute beating. So that, you know, it fell from quite a high, it was up high on a tripod and it fell all the way onto the floor. So that's another great thing about this lens to travel with and all that stuff. It can cop a beating. It will go anywhere you want to take it, and it will take anything you want to throw at it. It's a fast focusing lens. It's an ultrasonic from the L series. Amazing focusing. So this lens it's pretty much everything you'll ever need in a sort of wide to semi-wide, I guess you could say, lens. So another awesome lens. Third in the list, guys, is my favorite lens of all time. It's the 70-200 f2.8 Canon L series lens. This one is the IS and the Series 2. So this is probably, you know, the fact that I own this lens is awesome. I never thought I'd own a lens like this. With image stabilization. This lens can do anything you want to throw at it. It's just awesome. A few little things about the lens that I really love is the ergonomics of the focus rings on this lens. Basically, it just works with my brain. I had the Tamron 70-200, and that was a fantastic lens. Optically, it was awesome. I just found that I wasn't able to get used to the ergonomics of the Tamron 70-200. So the 70-200, these two are switched on the Tamron, so I could never get that, and also the direction is the opposite on the Tamron as well, so they've reversed the directions, and I just could never get used to it. As soon as I put my hand, as soon as I shot a wedding once and I got my hands on one of these, and I just loved it, and I knew, okay, one day in the distant future I will own this lens. But it much quicker than I thought. I found some gear that was on sale, and someone was sort of getting rid of it, and they were moving on from photography, and they barely even used the lens. And so I went in and I gave them a really good offer. It was a low offer, and they accepted my offer, and I got this lens for such a good deal with some other camera gear as well. So it really, from that day forward, I stepped up my game. What I use it for is for interviews. I love the look of it. Kind of looks in on the subject in interviews, so it doesn't sort of round out the subject too much. It kind of flattens the subject, it looks in on them, it crushes the out of focus areas around the subject, so it kind of pops them in the frame. So I love it for that. I really like that it's got the image stabilization, and so anything that I'm shooting handheld, or when I'm shooting on a monopod even, or a tripod, it really works well for pans and things like that. Some scenarios, situations, I don't use the IS because it creates this kind of weird look in the footage, so sometimes I'll turn it off altogether when I'm going for certain corporate shots, but otherwise it's always left on, and it really works. It's really nice. Nice image stabilization, two different types of stabilization, two different modes of stabilization as well, and the shortest focal distance 1.2 meters, so I could even use it, you know, up close and to get some low depth of field shots with the f2.8. So that's really cool. It's got the 72 millimeter, I think it is, sorry, 77 millimeter, so I can put a ND filter on there on that focus ring, so that's awesome as well. And yeah, just all around such a good build quality. I think, you know, it's one of the better lenses on the market, and certainly something that most of us need to save up for to get. So yeah, that's my 3 go-to lenses that I utilize for most of my stuff. And you know, I have other lenses, like right now I'm shooting on the 17-35 f4, which is a great lens for b-roll and just overall, and also the 50mm. This is the old nifty 50 that I have, and I got a bunch of other lenses, but these are my main go-to lenses. What I'm looking at now to get is the 90mm f2.8 from Tamron. I'm actually looking at some of the Tamron lenses again, and probably won't go for the 70-200 in the Tamron lens, but certainly I'll be going for a couple of their other offers. I think the 45mm f2.8 is really good, and I really like the fact it's got macro, and I like the 90mm macro. So I'm tossing up between the Canon L series 100mm macro or the 90mm from Tamron. So I'll be getting one of those lenses to shoot some up close stuff that it's quiet. I can't talk about it yet, but eventually you guys are going to see some of that content come out, and it's going to be absolutely next level and amazing, and it's stepping up my game and it's pushing me, and I can't wait to show you some of the new work that I'll be doing in the coming months of this year. So that's really exciting. The other thing that's super exciting, just before I leave you guys, is announcing the winner of the 500 subscriber giveaway. So basically I did a random little test, a random little thing where I went and got all my subscribers and put them into Excel, and then I asked Excel which one it wanted to pick with a random formula to do that. And the winner of the 500 subscriber giveaway, which is actually one of these lenses that is currently on its way coming to me. It's the Nifty 50. It's on its way here. As soon as it gets here, I'm going to be sending it out to this lucky subscriber. The person is Ailasi. Hopefully I got that right. Ailasi, thank you so much for subscribing. All of you guys, thank you so much for being in the draw to win this lens. I will be sending that out to you in the next week. Once it arrives here, it should be here in the next few days. I'm gonna message you directly on YouTube, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, you're gonna get that message. You need to send me back your details, your address and everything. Send it back as a message, and I will get that out to you. And I'm so excited that you're gonna have that lens, and you're gonna, I don't know whether it's gonna add to your current kit or whether you have any lenses or whether you shoot Canon, I don't know, but I hope it blesses you, and I hope you get a lot of great use out of it. In the next video, I'm going to be sharing my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So it's going to be bigger than the Nifty 50. It's going to be awesome. So, you know, I just really want to do it to give back. So one of you guys already subscribed, or one of the next 500 subscribers, I think we're at 520 at the moment. So another 480 opportunities to be in the draw for the next giveaway, and one of you lucky subscribers is going to win that next giveaway, and I'll be announcing it in the next video. So keep a lookout for that video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, a thumbs up down the bottom, and also subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.